Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Henderson City Manager and CEO, Stephanie Garcia Voss.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2025 State of the City Address. We're happy to be back at the magnificent M Resort again this year for this wonderful event, and they've outdone themselves again. I want to recognize the Thurman White Middle School Jazz Band and their director, Dr. Will Daines, for providing such beautiful music while lunch was served. I also want to thank the Henderson Community Alliance Network students who are here with us today. The Henderson CAN program offers adult learners with special needs real work experience within our departments, and their team helped to set up the lovely decorations in our room today. It is now my honor to introduce our mayor and the members of the Henderson City Council. First is Mayor Michelle Romero, who, after serving the City of Henderson as an employee and colleague for 25 years, joined the council in 2019 and was elected as our 14th mayor in 2022. Councilman Jim Seebach was elected via special election in April 2023 and re-elected in June 2024 to represent Ward 1. Councilwoman Monica Larson was elected in November 2024 to represent Ward 2 and serves as our Mayor Pro Tem this year. Councilwoman Carrie Cox was elected in 2022 to represent Ward 3. And finally, Councilman Dan Stewart, who has represented Ward 4 since 2017. It is my privilege to now recognize the City of Henderson Municipal Court judges, Judge Alicia Alberton, Judge Jeremy Cooley, and Judge Rodney T. Burr, as well as the Henderson Justice Court Chief Judge Barbara Schifalaqua and Judge Sandra Allred DiGiacomo. We are honored to also have many of our state and local elected officials in the audience today. I want to specifically acknowledge Clark County Commissioner Jim Gibson, City of Las Vegas Mayor Shelley Berkeley, City of North Las Vegas Mayor Pamela Goins-Brown, Boulder City Mayor Joe Hardy, former Henderson Mayor Andy Hafen, former Mayor Deborah March, former City Councilwoman Jerry Schroeder, former City Councilman Dan Shaw. I invite all current and former elected officials to please stand at this time so we may recognize you with another round of applause. Now please rise for the invocation delivered by Mayor Romero's brother, Michael Shepard, and for the presentation of colors by the Henderson Police and Fire Honor Guard. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Mayor Romero's grandchildren, and our national anthem will be performed by Skyla LaFavor. Please remain standing until the flags have exited the room.
Our Father in heaven, we'd like to thank thee for this opportunity we have today to meet for this great event for the state of the city. We are very grateful for the beautiful city that we have to live in. We ask thee at this time that we will be able to have thy blessing and watch our city continually strive with peace and prosperity. We're grateful for our representatives and elected officials that guide and direct the things that go on here. We pray that they will be inspired and strive to truly represent the people. We pray that we will be able to enjoy the time spent here and the messages will be received well. We pray for these things in the name of our Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please take your seats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the Honorable Michelle Romero, Mayor of Henderson.
Welcome to the 2025 State of the City of Henderson. We are thrilled to be back again at the beautiful M Resort and to applaud their second tower and ballroom expansion, which will open December 1st. And I want to thank the M Resort staff for this delicious luncheon and their gracious service. I'm joined today by my fellow City Council members and proud to represent our collective work. Councilwoman Monica Larson joined our team in January. I welcome her to her first State of the City address with thanks for her service as Mayor Pro Tem. I want to commend our council as one of the most transparent years ever. We have continued our community engagement events, attended many community meetings, and I feel like we're everywhere all the time. And I must acknowledge our lovely MC today and our new city manager and CEO, Stephanie Garcia Voss. I'm grateful for her service to the city, cultivating the nationally recognized quality of life we offer to those who live, learn, work, and play in Henderson. I've worked alongside Stephanie for decades and know just how uniquely qualified she is to advance our strategies and lead the best city government employees in the nation. We've also had some significant leadership changes over the past year, with newly appointed assistant city managers and new directors in several key departments. I want to recognize Stephanie's senior executive team, assistant city managers Lisa Corrado, Alyssa Rodriguez, and Angela Summers. I also commend the important work of our city attorney, Nick Vaskov, and city clerk, Louis Valdez, who contribute in invaluable ways to our success. Finally, I want to acknowledge my family and special guests who are here to cheer me on today. It's a privilege to serve as mayor of my hometown, the city I grew up in, and the community I love, and to be here with you, my family, friends, and colleagues. As we prepare for the upcoming holiday season, it's a good time to reflect not only on what we're thankful for, but also on the challenges we face as a community. While there are some positive national economic indicators at the local level, we are seeing signs of weakness, instability, and slowing growth. As a city, we are facing flat or declining revenues, rising benefit costs, and the potential expiration of dedicated property tax revenues. Add that to the repercussions of the longest government shutdown in history, trade wars, and ongoing inflation, and we must acknowledge the economic pressures we all face and the stress that our residents and businesses are feeling. Yet I want to assure you that we are well positioned to meet our current commitments. The city's budget is balanced with strong reserves that help us manage unexpected downturns. We maintain the highest bond ratings and the lowest tax rate of any major city in the state. And we have a highly experienced and knowledgeable finance department. Our director, Maria Gamboa, recently earned the Government Finance Officers Association Outstanding Public Service Award. And the team once again received the prestigious Triple Crown Award, the top honor for governments that have achieved excellence in public finance. Henderson is not just a place to call home, it's a place of security, stability, and strategic vision, no matter the challenges we may face. It's been another busy and productive year since we were last together, and I'm proud to share just a few of our accomplishments with you today. We've made great progress on initiatives in the 5 priority areas of our strategic plan, and we have many reasons to celebrate. in community safety, we welcomed new Police Chief Reggie Rader. When he took the helm in July, he reorganized his department, resulting in 18 additional officers on patrol. We also hired 56 new recruits in the last fiscal year, with an additional 22 in the class that graduated last month. And we have one of the largest Henderson Police Academy classes ever right now, with 46 cadets in training. We have reduced our vacancy rate to 5%, half of the national average. Chief Scott Vivier has had success in fire recruiting as well, with 45 new recruits coming out of the last 2 fire academies, with their largest class ever last summer. We were excited to open Fire Station 92 this year, the 13th in Henderson. And renovation efforts are underway to improve the function of stations built years ago without modern considerations, like allowing better sleep by controlling who hears the alarm and retrofitting for female firefighters. We successfully deployed a pilot program between HFD units and our crisis response team to assist citizens experiencing behavioral health emergencies and substance use crises. Another pilot with HPD will begin soon. I know it's been a year full of traffic cones too, but we recently celebrated completion of the first year of work on the Reimagine Boulder Highway project. In addition to the important efforts to enhance automobile, bicycle, and pedestrian safety on one of our deadliest roads, a variety of developments are underway in various stages, including more than 1,500 new residences planned for the area. That's because economic vitality remains another of our key strategic goals for the city. Our Economic Development and Tourism team was named a 2025 Economic Development Organization Award winner by Business Facilities and earned the Silver Award for EDO of the Year from the International Economic Development Council. This recognition places our city among a distinguished group of organizations globally that lead in fostering economic growth and opportunity. This year, we celebrated almost $40 million in new investment to the city, like Paysign, Framebridge, EULA, and Summits Footwear. This growth resulted in the creation of almost 600 jobs with an average wage of more than $31 per hour. Our redevelopment agency has had much to celebrate in our redevelopment areas. In fiscal year 25, 41 new businesses opened along the Boulder Highway corridor, many within the redevelopment areas, creating 135 new jobs. And the city is launching a property guide with information on several prime parcels of city land along Boulder Highway that are available for development. In downtown, the transformative Watermark project is now open and leasing apartments, and we were very pleased to help clear the path to get them to the finish line. Last spring, Boyd Gaming broke ground on their next property, Cadence Crossing, which will eventually bring a 70,000 square foot casino and 114-room hotel to Boulder Highway. The Inspirada Station Casino Resort has finished assembling the land to improve access to their property, and we look forward to their future development. We have a vision for the former Fiesta Henderson's property as well, and we've seen tremendous interest from the private sector in redeveloping the site. Our team met with over 30 organizations and reviewed 15 proposals, and we've identified a few that truly reflect what our community said they want to see and that align with the city's strategic plan. We're now doing our due diligence and look forward to sharing more updates soon. The Raiders are with us today, and we love to cheer for our hometown teams. We created a new Champions District on Raiders Way in West Henderson, and we already have to update the signs for our 3-time national champions, the Las Vegas Aces. And let's hear it for Lee's Family Forum favorites, the Vegas Nighthawks, for their national championship. We remain focused on our priority of quality education, and earlier this month, we held our 4th annual Henderson School Summit. We were thrilled to see significant improvement in star ratings this year, with 26 Henderson schools increasing their ratings by at least 1 star. That's great. More than 85% of schools in Henderson are rated as 3 stars or higher, and we now have 33 5-star schools. That's almost 1/3 of the county's best schools right here in Henderson. I'd like the school leaders joining us today to stand and be recognized for their important work toward our goal of quality education. We successfully garnered legislative support to ensure that the appointed trustees, including our Henderson appointee, now have a true voice in decision-making at the Clark County School District. Trustees Isaac Barone, Irene Bustamante Adams, Linda Cavazos, Ramona Esparza Stoffagren, and Lisa Satori all join us today. Superintendent Ebert and her executive team are here as well, and we are grateful for renewed commitment to collaboration under her strong leadership. As we pursue our goal of a healthy, livable, sustainable city, we've converted or removed more than 2 million square feet of grass to date. Through 22 projects this year alone, we're conserving an additional 27 million gallons of water annually. Water waste cases have decreased by 21% since 2023 as a result of conservation outreach and education through the H21 initiative. Our residential landscape rebate program has funded 746 projects to date, resulting in savings of an additional 37 million gallons of water annually. That's enough to cover 81 football fields with a foot of water. On top of that, 82 miles of residential streets were repaired or replaced this year. We broke ground this summer on the I-215 widening project, which will expand capacity to alleviate traffic congestion in the area and enhance regional connectivity, including conversion of the Green Valley Parkway overpass to increase traffic efficiency and safety without major construction, as well as a new pedestrian bridge to address safety and traffic bottlenecks near the district and Lee's Family Forum. And of course, we continue to deliver high-performing public service. Team Henderson was recognized once again with a 2025 Top Workplaces Culture Excellence Award from Energage. In addition to their 3rd American Public Works Association accreditation, our Public Works Department recently earned 3 awards from the APWA Nevada chapter. The Water Street Shade Structure Project and the Fire Station 95 renovation were both recognized as Projects of the Year, and Director Lance Olson received the 2025 Robert Broadbent Distinguished Service Award, which honors public works professionals who show exceptional leadership both in their field and in their communities. Our Department of Utility Services was reaccredited by the APWA as well, and was honored with the prestigious Utility of the Future Today Award from the Water Environment Federation, recognizing exceptional progress and leadership in water conservation, engagement, and innovation within the community. Our emergency management department is nationally accredited and internationally certified to ensure we are ready to respond to any possible emergency. HFD recently received the 6th consecutive reaccreditation by the Commission on Fire Accreditation International, one of only 6 fire departments in the world to achieve this. HFD achieved legacy status last year, recognizing and validating the department's excellence. Fire Chief Scott Vivere has received the designation of Chief Fire Officer from the Commission on Professional Credentialing with the Center for Public Safety Excellence. The City of Henderson Police Department and 911 Communications Center have been validated once again by the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies for exceeding benchmarks. We are the only agency in Nevada with 2 CALIA accreditations. This marks HPD's 8th consecutive accreditation for police services and 4th for the Communications Center. CALIA is the gold standard that reaffirms our commitment to implementing best practices and providing exceptional public safety. We are pursuing a 3rd accreditation for our police academy, which will place us in the top 2% of law enforcement agencies in the nation. Our city clerk's office has set their own bar for excellence, now boasting 4 certified elections registration administrator graduates. They also won the People's Choice Award from the National Association of Election Officials for their innovative Henderson Kids Vote initiative. Now they're gearing up for important elections in 2026. It's that drive for excellence in each of our departments that sets us apart as a high-performing public service organization. When we were together last fall, we celebrated the big news that we were a finalist, and then in March, we officially accepted the 2024 Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. We are one of only 5 cities in the nation and the largest city to ever receive the highest recognition for performance excellence bestowed by the President of the United States. This marks the achievement of a major goal and the culmination of a 15-year path to premier. It would be so easy just to push our chairs back from the table, collect our winnings, and settle in to celebrate our achievements. But for us, this is hardly game over. This is where the real work begins. We are pushing our chips to the middle and going all in to advance our efforts on fresh goals with more enthusiasm than ever. This is a new threshold of performance excellence. All the gears are greased. The systems have been tested and retested, and we're firing on all cylinders. This is no time to slow down. I want to share a few of the priorities with you today where my fellow council members and I, backed by Team Henderson, are putting the pedal to the metal, driving key initiatives, and going full speed toward the outcomes we plan to achieve. Building on our great city means doing what it takes to preserve and protect the work we've done and the plans we've made. I've asked Mayor Pro Tem Monica Larson to share some examples of how we go all in to advance our strategies.
Our strategic priorities reach all levels of our city operations, and every employee at every level is all in and aligned to our goals. And our work is cross-functional. For example, many departments impact our efforts for a healthy, livable, sustainable city. Sometimes it's not just what we do to develop our community, but what we don't do. Let's check out the work of our dedicated Team Henderson employees who are keeping things out of our community that we definitely don't want in.
Hi, I'm Kalani Rabanal with the City of Henderson Public Works Department, and I'm a street sweeper. And I've been doing it for 2 years. Typical day for me is just, come to work, make sure everybody's okay, good morning to everybody, checked on my truck, make sure everything was in good working order, fill it up with water, and made my way to my route. For our busiest streets, we get out there 4 a.m. to beat traffic and school rush because it's safer for us. My favorite part of the job is seeing, after I get done sweeping a neighborhood, how clean it looks. In Henderson, the streets are way cleaner than anywhere else I've ever been. I love my job. I love contributing to the city of Henderson and keeping the streets clean. I hear 86% of residents in Henderson are satisfied with our street sweeping. That makes me feel really good to know that our work is recognized. I'm sure there's a lot of great positions, in the city of Henderson, but where I'm at here, street sweeping, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hi, I'm Michelle Liston, and I work for the planning department, and I'm a senior planner. Zoning is really focused on compatibility as well as preserving neighborhoods in general. We have rules like how tall a building can be or where a structure can be located on a property. Having these rules and regulations really do ensure compatibility and cohesion within the city of Henderson. We have a variety of zones actually. We have residential, commercial, industrial, mixed use, and public. These zoning districts, while they have their own standards and rules for what can be built in those zoning districts, it also allows Henderson to ensure that development is being made in a coordinated way in an area to allow the preservation of neighborhoods as well as allow innovation in areas that we see fit. Zoning decisions, while they are open, are very structured. The planning department is the first people that get their eyes on it. We want to ensure that it's compatible and in compliance with our development code, as well as our Henderson Strong Comprehensive Plan. After that, it moves to a planning commission and city council, where the public can come in and get their input, as well as hear a final decision. This process ensures fairness as well as transparency and ensures that projects being developed in Henderson will only enhance Henderson. So while we do take a look at the community and nationally as a whole, we also have to ensure that it meets and complies with Henderson standards. What makes City of Henderson unique is that we're small but mighty. We started off very tiny, but we have grown into this very thriving community. We have grown over the years, but we've grown together. And that's, to me, is the most important part, is that we're all about ensuring that Henderson grows in a positive way.
In 2024, the Office of Public Response successfully responded to more than 10,000 code violation complaints, more than double the previous year. We're keeping crime out of our city as well. Year over year, violent crimes are down 18%. Property crime has decreased by 15%, and fatal crashes are down by 53%, thanks to targeted HPD enforcement efforts in our most troublesome intersections. It's worth clapping. Our city attorney's office helps protect and preserve what we've built as well, partnering with HPD to prosecute criminal cases to keep our community one of the safest in the nation. The team prosecuted 6,300 cases last year, including domestic violence, DUI, and property crimes. At any given time, the city attorneys also manage between 40 and 70 civil cases, and they defend the city with a commanding knowledge of the law and the best interest of our community at heart. Our IT department usually doesn't get a lot of public accolades, but big kudos go to the team led by Russell Nelson for their efforts to prevent hackers from infiltrating city systems. During just the last 3 months, we've mitigated 23.5 billion security events and almost 1,500 attacks. Through robust training and tricky email tests sent to employees all year long, we are on high alert for phishing schemes and other bad actors to identify issues before they become a problem. I also want to thank our IT team and the Department of Emergency Management for coordinating the city's response to the state of Nevada cybersecurity incident. We prepare for these types of emergencies, but we have a state-of-the-art emergency operations center, and we maintain an elevated level of readiness to keep Henderson safe from many diverse threats. But it takes more than just protecting our community. Each new council member inherits the work of those that came before us, and it's our job to translate that vision to current initiatives that will build our community and ensure a sustainable future. I've asked Ward 3 Councilwoman Carrie Cox to share a couple of examples with us.
Even before Henderson was incorporated more than 70 years ago, city leaders have had a vision of the community we have the potential to become. Today, with the help of Team Henderson, we keep that vision at the forefront of everything we do, planning for the future and building a sustainable community for your family, my family, and generations to come. Team Henderson employees go all in, advancing our goals and ensuring our future success in so many ways, such as reducing water consumption and developing a workforce with the skills needed for the jobs we are creating.
The City of Henderson's Climate Response Initiative team was created to respond to climate impacts from drought and extreme heat while protecting our natural resources. We've already had some great success. The Climate Response Initiative has reduced consumptive water use in both city operations and across our community, resulting in direct cost savings that allow budget dollars to be allocated to other projects. Our H21 campaign was established to help build awareness among residents and businesses and call upon them to help us conserve and sustain our water supply. In the first year of the campaign, we saved 1 billion gallons of water across Henderson, and we are continuing to make progress towards our water conservation goals. Earlier this year, the Climate Response Initiative team was recognized as a finalist for the 27th annual Cashman Good Government Award, which honors government entities and individuals who make citizen services work better, faster, and cheaper.
I'm Kyle Wagner. I'm one of the economic development officers with the City of Henderson. So economic development, it's really all about supporting businesses, small or large, those that might have been here for decades, those that we're hoping to introduce to the community in 2026 and beyond. And my role specifically is really focused on workforce development. So ensuring those companies, whether they're already here or those we're trying to attract to Henderson, are going to be successful with their most important asset, which is the workforce for their companies. One of the most important programs we have is the Henderson Chambers I Can Be program. It's a career fair, and the idea is to really expose high school students to different career pathways with companies that are already based here in Henderson. So one of the things our department does are business retention expansion visits. We're constantly throughout the year visiting with businesses that are already here in Henderson, learning about their challenges, their opportunities, their needs. And one of our biggest partners we have is actually Employ NV, who has a location at Henderson City Hall. And we partner with them when we're going to our site visits because they can help connect those companies to the resources they need to find talent, to retain talent, and to help grow talent so that they can have a really strong workforce and build that company culture. We know in economic development, so much of a community's success is based on the investment they made in workforce development. So here in the City of Henderson, we've really gone all in and trying to support that, not only for our companies that are here today and those that we're trying to bring in for tomorrow, but really for our residents and for our students to make sure that as they grow up and graduate, they might go off to college, that there's a reason for them to stay or to come back to Henderson, and that we have the type of quality, diverse mix of job sets that they're going to be attracted to, and it's going to be a reason for them to anchor and stay here in Henderson and help contribute to our local economy.
Let me share a few more highlights of how we are investing now for long-term benefits in the future. We celebrated the city's first Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy, or CPACE, retrofit project funded by the Nevada Clean Energy Fund to boost energy efficiency for the Pass Casino, which will use the $1.1 million grant to upgrade its HVAC system. This project demonstrates how energy upgrades create jobs for local contractors, reduce energy waste, and lower utility costs while promoting investment in our future. This year, we increased the size of our city by another 49 acres, adding to the 9,200 acres we annexed last year in the El Dorado Valley. This land will fuel future growth in Henderson once it's brought into the disposal boundary. Over 2 million square feet of industrial use along the I-11 corridor has been approved, with some already under construction. This is a key location providing easy transportation access between Las Vegas and Phoenix, outskirting the urban areas. These efforts will create economic stability, further diversify the local economy, and create jobs. We are helping build our business community as well. The Economic Development and Tourism team assisted 100 startups this year. In addition, we partnered with the College of Southern Nevada's NV Grow program for a second cohort of the Henderson Small Business Assistance Program. This initiative provides up to 12 months of technical assistance to underserved entrepreneurial Henderson business owners. 11 late-stage startup businesses are participating in the program, and I'm excited to see what comes next for them. We invest in our children, too. 18% of set-aside redevelopment funds are slated for education. We know that early childhood learning is critical to student success, both academically and socially. And yet, 60% of our Henderson's 3- and 4-year-olds are not in a preschool program. So, to better prepare students for elementary school, we are investing $20 million into a second preschool facility in Henderson to open by 2027 in our Cadence community with land donated by the Landwell Company. Over the last 4 years, the redevelopment agency has also provided more than $115,000 in preschool tuition scholarships to 70 low-income families. We feel strongly that cities should have greater control over education in their communities. This has long been a desire for this city council and those who came before us. The 2023 legislature approved the City of Henderson as a charter school authorizer, and in August, we approved our first school, Kesher Academy. This is a major step in advancing our commitment to quality education in Henderson, and I would like to invite CEO Josh Stock to please stand as we prepare to welcome Kesher Academy to Henderson next fall. There's an ancient Chinese proverb that says, if your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. There is no greater impact on our future sustainability and success than our investment in our children. But we're planting trees too, just to be safe. Our urban forestry program protects more than 30,000 trees in Henderson. Thanks to our partners at Cox Communications, we just celebrated a Cox Conserves grant, which helped us plant 30 trees at O'Callahan Park. We even gave away 111 trees to residents at an event recently with our Nevada Plants and Star Nursery to help get trees back into underserved areas and combat urban heat island effect. We want to maintain our standing as a green valley. In 1978, Green Valley was the first master plan community in Southern Nevada, and in many ways, it set the standard for today. We've developed a number of master plan communities since then, including Green Valley Ranch, Lake Las Vegas, Seven Hills, Tuscany Village, and Anthem. We have a variety of neighborhoods, from our charming historic downtown and Water Street district to our newest top-selling master plan communities, Cadence and Inspirada. Henderson is known for its thoughtful and well-planned communities, and we will continue that focus as we build the neighborhoods that will be the place to call home for future generations. Almost 5 years ago, we expanded the Eastside redevelopment area to support an important housing project on unused land north of Galleria Mall. In September, we celebrated the groundbreaking of Henderson's newest neighborhood, Meriden by KB Home. This project will provide more than 900 new homes, affordably priced and perfect for first-time homebuyers. This long-time vacant parcel was complex, and we commend KB Home for taking on this challenge. And today, the City of Henderson is excited to be the very first to announce a new master plan community coming to Henderson. The city is proud to welcome Aries, a development by Pulte Group that will open next summer, offering nearly 3,000 brand new single-family homes at a variety of price points. The community spans more than 1,100 acres near Lake Las Vegas and will offer nearly 40 acres of parks and trails for public use with incredible views of the Las Vegas Strip. Pulte Group, working alongside the Nevada Department of Environmental Protection and the City of Henderson, has invested more than $100 million in efforts to remediate the land through the EPA Superfund program, the cleanup process with the highest level of scrutiny. I want to acknowledge Bob Unger and Mindy Unger-Watkins, longtime Henderson developers, who recognized the value of this property decades ago and laid the groundwork to initiate the cleanup that has allowed for this exciting new master plan community to be built. From my years as a city employee, I know how long it takes to bring a new community to fruition, and this one took an act of Congress, literally. Congratulations to Pulte Group, who is here today. We cannot wait to welcome new residents to the Aries community soon. Continuous improvement is important inside our organization as well. We are making key advancements across the organization to optimize performance and help us work even smarter. Ward 1 Councilman Jim Seebach will outline a couple of these initiatives.
Part of our success on our path to Premier and our recognition as a recipient of the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award is to focus on doing things better by using innovation and continuous improvement. The city has gone all in with recent investments across the organization of incredibly advanced technology, and our employees are focused on working smarter as we progress towards our goals. I want to share two examples of innovation in action that are helping us advance community safety here in Henderson.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Baker, and I'm one of the dispatch operations managers here for the City of Henderson, and I've been here with the city almost 7 years. Our dispatch center encompasses the entire 10,000 square foot second floor of this building. It is dedicated exclusively to our 911 dispatch operations. We were previously at our East Station, which only housed 12 consoles, and now we're here in Inspirada, and it's bright and new, and we have 32 working consoles. Additionally, our facility includes a dedicated training center with 8 multifunctional dispatch and call-taking consoles, where our trainees have the opportunity to learn in a realistic but simulated environment. Each console features 6 high-resolution screens, allowing our dispatchers to simultaneously manage our radio and our phone systems. Also computer-aided dispatch, which is our CAD phone system, and that's where we enter the calls for service in. Our typical calls range from either police, fire, or medical. A lot of our police calls are accidents that people get into, or if they're having any kind of domestic situation, we're out there, we take the call, we help them. We do occasionally get cardiac arrest calls, and we are one of the fastest responding fire departments in the nation in cardiac arrest cases. One of our standout features is our desensory room. It's a dedicated space where dispatchers could go in and relax after a stressful 911 call. It's a thoughtful addition to support our dispatchers' mental health and well-being. What brought me to this field is the willingness and the want to help people, and that's why I'm here. And now in the position that I'm in now, I also want to help not only our community but all of our dispatchers.
My name is Seth Devereaux. I'm a battalion chief for the Henderson Fire Department. So a tethered drone is a drone that is attached to the Battalion 9 command vehicle that we can utilize on emergency scenes. The drone helps the Henderson Fire Department. It gives us a different perspective. We're able to get a live feed of an incident, as well as make sure that our firefighters are operating safely and in safe locations. It enhances safety for firefighters and the public because it gives the incident commanders better view and understanding of the incident that we're working, and making sure that we're addressing all of the hazards and keeping our people safe while working on these emergency scenes. Types of emergency scenes we'll use the tethered drone for usually our larger scale incidents, structure fires, hazmat incidents, or technical rescue type calls, or some of our desert trail response calls. The tethered drone has been a positive addition to the fire department. We've always looked to the future and opportunities to grow and progress, and I look forward to what the future holds.
There are many examples of smart thinking throughout our operations. For instance, the city is using a LiDAR scanner to save time surveying our flood control detention basins by scanning millions of points within a few minutes. The scan helps us to create a model indicating how much debris, sediment, and trash needs to be removed from the basin, resulting in a significant cost savings and better maintained detention basins for a safer community. As we work to replace most of the streetlights in the city, we've installed new detection systems at 20 intersections. These smart detectors provide information like turning movement counts, arrivals on red, and other metrics that will help us make signals more efficient. We've also implemented urban SDK software throughout the city to determine the prevailing speed on any street and are exploring options for traffic data platforms that indicate areas where congestion and near misses are occurring. Over the next 3 years, we will be implementing smart water meters for all residents, which will take readings hourly instead of monthly to help us find leaks and address other issues faster. And seemingly small initiatives can really add up as well. We've already enhanced how we collect and use data in our organization and are now embarking on a multi-year, organization-wide project to help the city further leverage information to enhance decision-making and help us deliver premier services. Our continuous improvement and innovation mindset is evident throughout all levels of our organization. We have employed Lean Six Sigma approaches and encourage and reward our employees for innovative ideas to solve problems and improve processes. One example is Captain Chad Engel in the fire department. Captain Engel came up with the crazy idea to move Fire Station 81 to the old Camping World site. We like crazy ideas. This innovative thinking provided additional room for station operations and reduced the time it would have taken to renovate the existing station. Congrats to Captain Engel and all our employees who share and implement their great ideas for continuous improvement. Henderson ranks in the top 10% of all local governments in the United States and was rated more than 40% above the national average in key quality of life measures based on the results of our community survey. In fact, we have the highest quality of life rating in America for cities of our size. In addition to pursuing national accreditations, we are constantly comparing ourselves to other cities and organizations to find effective models and new ways of solving problems. As a national Baldrige winner, Henderson fosters alliances with other high-performing cities across the U.S. to share best practices. An example of that effort was our recent Animal Protection Services reorganization. We surveyed other cities to explore how they were organized and to see what practices they were having success with, and our team spent time at shelters in our sister cities. We renamed and moved our Animal Protection Services to the Community Development and Services Department in July to better align with the Office of Public Response, and the team has worked very hard during the last few months to analyze data and improve processes. As a result, I'm very pleased that we are already seeing positive trends, including decreases in the lengths of stay and increases in adoptions. To further these improvements, the city will invest up to $7 million to significantly enhance our Animal Protection Services facility. There will be extensive renovations to the existing shelter, including expanding the medical area, replacing and adding new dog kennels, and converting existing spaces into new animal isolation rooms. We've also made some important updates to Titles 7 and 19 of the Henderson Animal Code. Not to crow, but roosters are in, and bad breeding practices are out. These amendments increase flexibility and better reflect community feedback and rural living standards. Again, this work is a result of analyzing best practices across the state and country and extensive outreach with our residents. Our Department of Performance and Innovation recently helped our HPD Forensics Lab to assess their processes and implement best practices to reduce the time it takes to complete key tasks. The results of that effort are remarkable. Rush jobs that used to average more than 3 months can now be completed in just 4 days. This is just one example of process improvements taking place across the organization. I've asked Ward 4 Councilman Dan Stewart to share some additional best practices with us.
To ensure the highest standards of public service, our city does an incredible job of seeking national accreditations and employing best practices across all levels of the organization. Through our Baldrige National Quality Award process, we have connected with winning cities and other municipalities who are now pursuing the award like we did. By sharing ideas with each other, we found new ways of thinking and working to improve the services that we provide to the residents and businesses of our great city. Here are two terrific examples of those shared ideas now at work in our city.
Hi, I'm Travis Jones, and I'm a public response supervisor. Part of the Office of Public Response, we interact with everybody from the community, unhoused individuals within the storm channels to property owners, talking about maintenance issues, things like high weeds, litter, debris. We even work with fire on houses that have caught on fire and how to make the appropriate repairs. We kind of touch a little bit of everything, and we interact with just about everybody from the city. Our primary focus with unhoused people is to get them into services, which we've had great success doing, and we're in collaboration with the Salvation Army doing that. We keep the residents of the surrounding area safe by keeping less people on the street. Best case scenario, getting them into services. So a new piece of technology we've implemented is our AI camera. The AI camera has the ability to, while we're driving down the street, take pictures and geotag the location of those pictures. Or if we're driving past a vacant property, maybe it catches that tent that we didn't see, and we can go offer that person services and get them somewhere they can be taken care of. We're one of the few cities nationally that has a program like this, and the only one I'm aware of that has one out west. Typically, what our officers will do is they get assigned cases and then they self-initiate cases with the remainder of their time. And so we end up getting to more cases and affecting more change across the city. We're at the forefront of what this technology does. And I personally never would have thought that AI would be implemented in the work that I do. And now that we have it, it goes a long way for what we do for public safety and helping keep our streets and neighborhoods clean and premier.
Hi, my name is Amy Wojcik, and I am the Park Planning Manager within the Parks and Recreation Department, and I have been with the city since 2008. Our team oversees the design and construction of trails and parks that the city will maintain. The 10-minute walk initiative is making sure that all of our residents have that 10-minute walk to a park. The strategy for getting us to 100% is going to need some innovation and creativity on our part because there are some areas within the city that have already been built out. We worked with the Department of Utilities to create parklets. A parklet is actually just a little bit of a smaller park. They'll consist of some seating, some shade. One will have a turf area, but some amenities that the residents can use. So it's important to us as the city, as well as for the residents, to have that access to a park, an open space. It means so much for mental and physical health, and there's so many benefits with having that access to a park, and that's really what drives us to make sure that when we are looking at any applications, any sets of plans, to make sure that that is in place. This whole initiative and making sure we have that 10-minute walk is just amazing to watch. The process of designing the parks, bringing it to fruition and building them, and then watching people actually use them and walking from their homes to the parks and enjoying it is something I look forward to having and seeing for generations to come.
As Baldrige winners, more cities are now reaching out to Henderson to better understand our operations and see what they can learn from our successes. One of those is our Parks and Recreation program. We're proud that Henderson ranks among the best in the nation for parks and livability. Because of our long-standing focus and investment in this area, Henderson has twice received the National Gold Medal for Parks and Recreation, and we were a finalist again this year. Henderson has 75 parks and more than 300 miles of scenic trails, with another park opening next week. But that didn't happen by accident. For decades, we have been very thoughtful in how we've created community, and that has made us a place that people want to call home. As a result of those early strategic decisions, Henderson now has some of the highest assessed property values in Clark County, with beautiful parks, trails, recreation centers, and amenities distributed throughout well-planned communities. Living near a park can increase your property value by 10%. Studies have also shown that investment in parks can help increase public safety by providing activities for youth, improving mental health, and reducing stress, which all deter crime. We also serve seniors and children and drive significant economic impact to the city. Another economic benefit is job creation, with roles ranging from recreation workers and maintenance staff to specialized instructors and management positions. This sector is also a significant source of entry-level jobs for young people and contributes to the economy through capital spending, which creates jobs in construction and other related fields. The city is in the process of updating our Parks and Rec Make It Possible master plan, which will highlight our accomplishments to date, as well as our vision to maintain our quality of life built on the foundation of the last 30 years worth of investment in parks and rec facilities and programs. We are launching an outreach campaign to inform residents about an important question coming up on the June 2026 primary ballot, asking voters whether to continue critical funding for Henderson Parks and Recreation. Many of our businesses and residents may not realize this property tax override was approved back in 1997 and created resources that have been dedicated to Henderson Parks and Recreation for 30 years. But it will sunset in 2027 unless voters approve renewing it. It's important to understand that this is a tax-neutral question. Your taxes do not go up with a yes vote. The ballot question is about where the funding goes. A yes vote keeps the funds here in Henderson so we can continue to build on this great foundation for another 30 years. Our residents, schools, sports teams, developers, realtors, and businesses have come to expect Henderson's world-class parks and recreation system. I encourage you to look into all the ways that our Parks and Recreation Department adds value to our community and benefits our quality of life. To help, we've provided a special gift for you, a Parks and Rec Make It Possible deck of cards on your tables which showcase the many wonderful services and benefits that the city provides. We want you to put your cards on the table and go all in with us to preserve this critical revenue that directly supports parks, operations, and programming. Please visit the Make It Possible table in the lobby and share your contact information so you can stay informed. And visit the WeMakeItPossible.org for more information. Tell your friends and family about this important initiative and mark your calendars to vote in June. We are all in this together. It takes more than a strategic plan and dedicated leadership to achieve our vision to be America's premier community. That's why it was important to me to highlight some of the ways that Team Henderson is leading those initiatives on the front lines of our city operations. The employees featured in our videos today are here as special guests of council, and I'd like to ask them to stand and be recognized. Together, they represent the collective work of the more than 3,000 employees in 20 departments who provide premier services to the residents and businesses of Henderson. But it takes more than a dedicated and talented workforce. It truly takes the commitment and support of the entire community. So many of our goals require extra resources, financial and human, and our community partners stand alongside us to help accomplish so much more than we could on our own. For instance, Haas Automation and the Four Seasons Private Residences in McDonald Ranch. They are doing much more than just transforming the landscape of our community with substantial developments. Beyond their major contributions to economic diversification and job creation, They have each donated significant funds to benefit local nonprofit organizations to support their good works. I hope you had the opportunity to visit with some of our nonprofit community partners in the lobby prior to the luncheon. I want to talk about just a few of the key initiatives we've undertaken with their direct and vital support. As is the case nationally, the City of Henderson is facing a significant housing shortfall with a current deficit of 6,000 attainable units. By 2029, this shortage is expected to balloon to 40,000 units, both for home ownership and rental, underscoring the urgent need for intervention. This is a critical issue that impacts all income levels, including working families whose incomes are not keeping pace with the supply and demand of housing and rising rent prices. Removing barriers to increase housing variety and affordability, like access to land, is an important strategy, and we're working every angle to expand our housing supply and reduce the costs of bringing more new and attainable housing to our city. In addition to our own efforts, we are going all in with key partners to collaborate on some exciting housing projects. Sunrise Ranch Apartments is being developed by Nevada Hand and is a regional collaboration effort leveraging funds from the state, county, City of Las Vegas, and Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority to provide 144 units for residents that are extremely low income and or at risk. 60 of those units are reserved specifically for young people transitioning out of foster care to independent living and economic self-sufficiency. Pueblo Pines is another project with Nevada Hand to be funded through federal and state grants that will provide 270 units specifically for seniors on Boulder Highway near our VA hospital. The city has selected George Jakakis Incorporated to develop 122 workforce housing units on a 4.2-acre city-owned parcel, which will become the Arroyo Grande Apartments across from the sports complex. We are looking forward to the groundbreaking for the 389-unit Ovation West Henderson Family Apartments, Henderson's first affordable housing project developed under new federal guidelines from the Bureau of Land Management and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The city has also joined with the state, Clark County, the Regional Housing Authority, and the cities of Las Vegas and North Las Vegas for the new Blind Center Visions Park. While not in Henderson, this innovative development will create 100 units for blind and visually impaired, low-income Valley residents. Our community partners are vital in our efforts to serve the most vulnerable in our community. In addition to spurring new housing options, the city has long-standing partnership with Rebuilding Together Southern Nevada to assist low-income seniors, veterans, and individuals with disabilities who need help with their homes. Over the past 11 years, we've worked together to invest $5.5 million to support critical home repairs and housing rehabilitation programs for more than 740 homes. And now, Rebuilding Together has announced a new initiative to acquire land and rehabilitate properties for veterans and other low-income residents. Every project helps with the revitalization of our community, and I thank Bob Cleveland and his team for assisting in these efforts. Living Grace Homes has been another strong partner for almost 20 years. Kathleen Miller and her team provide a safe haven for homeless, pregnant, and parenting young women and have helped more than 800 families build self-sufficient lives. They are expanding again, which will triple their capacity to help young mothers and expectant teens in Henderson. The city also partners with the Salvation Army to deliver compassionate and respectful street outreach services for individuals and families experiencing homelessness. These services encompass housing assessments, transportation to treatment, housing programs and cooling stations, support for family reunification, access to naloxone, and case management. HopeLink of Southern Nevada is another valued city partner. HopeLink is Henderson's only family resource center collaborating with partners throughout the valley to create a stronger safety net. Aaron Sheets and the HopeLink staff are dedicated to serving our most vulnerable residents, whether that's through emergency assistance, housing and homeless prevention, food pantry assistance, job training, GED preparation, or even holiday gift assistance. Since 2002, the Foundation Assisting Seniors has answered more than 500,000 requests to improve the overall quality of life for seniors and veterans, ensuring that they remain as safe and comfortable as possible in their own homes as they age. The Veterans Action Foundation and Veterans Organization Forum continue to help us serve the needs of the 25,000 plus veterans in our community. We had a wonderful Veterans Day ceremony last week in adding 32 new names to our Veterans Memorial Wall. The Veterans Treatment Court, in partnership with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, has a 97% success rate, keeping participants out of jail and allowing them to provide for their families while they receive the resources and rehabilitation they need for a successful future. Along with our assistance in breaking the cycle, ABC Drug Court, these important municipal programs have aided more than 325 graduates. Although fatal opioid overdoses are down nationally, Southern Nevada rates remain high, along with an increase in non-fatal overdoses. Henderson has made great progress with our award-winning Don't Risk It All with Fentanyl campaign, and we hosted the second Fentanyl Awareness Summit in February. National, state, and regional leaders and more than 200 professionals gathered to join forces to reduce youth overdoses, share updates on drug trends, and discuss opportunities to intervene through the criminal justice system to treat opioid use disorder. I invite you to visit the high-performing website, don'triskitallwithfentanyl.com. And of course, our HPD Foundation and Henderson Firefighters Benevolent Association provide support and resources for our first responders in their times of need. We care about our four-legged residents too. Our animal protection services rely heavily on their volunteers and nonprofit partners. I want to specifically recognize the incredible City and Friends of the Henderson Animal Support volunteers who help the animals in our care in so many ways. And our newest nonprofit partner, Henderson Cats TNR, who along with C5 helped with our pilot program and is now leading the effort to address community cats through a trap, neuter, vaccinate, return program, similar to our sister cities in Southern Nevada. We work with our regional partners all the time throughout the organization. Whether it's interagency collaboration on public safety events, key transportation initiatives with RTC and NDOT, or working with other local governments on major investments for the shared benefit of residents and businesses in our valley. I was honored to serve this year as president of the Nevada League of Cities and Municipalities and pleased to welcome the annual conference to Henderson last month. This was a great opportunity to learn from my fellow elected leaders what's working in their communities and to showcase all Henderson has to offer. Together, the municipalities throughout our great state are working to build a stronger, safer Nevada. The City of Henderson has made some pretty incredible progress and enjoyed some astounding national recognition for our work this year. But we are by no means done, and we are not losing focus on our goals. I am so grateful for our employees, our community partners, our residents, and the incredible businesses of Henderson. We are all in this together with shared dreams, common goals, and the heart of a very special community with unlimited potential. We've already got a winning hand, and I am confident in the approach and commitment of our city leaders as we take this high-performing organization full throttle toward our future. Thank you. God bless all of you. God bless Henderson, and God bless these great United States of America.
Here and now, it's time for celebration.
We